Lords, ladies, and lentil-eating vegans, welcome along to, once again, the greatest podcast in the world. No one gave me any backlash, probably because we have a very small following, but I'm going to take that as a win and say no one gave me backlash on claiming that last week. So that, to me, in my head, confirms it. And yes, even the lentil-eating people can come along to our podcast because we accept everybody. I don't know what a lentil is. It sounds like something that you sit your teapot on when you're an 80-year-old grandma. But
you don't know what a lentil is.
You put your lentils on the mantelpiece, don't you? I'm joking. Look, I don't know what a lentil is really. Is it like a little grain thing? But okay. I don't know what it is though. Like, is it just, do lentils just grow? Do they make them out of veggies? What is it?
What's it called? It's a lentil. It's just a lentil.
Well, look, this is boring already.
It's just a lentil.
We're back again, guys, to be able to give you more useless knowledge to get you through your days. Once again, Melbourne lockdown life, fantastic, love it. So we're not going to dwell on that. I think we just need to rip straight into this one, James. So let's make it punchy, quick, efficient, like a Tesla. What are we talking about today, sir? Drop me some knowledge. Drop it hard.
All right. Well, you've already mentioned vegans, and I don't know. Have you already read my first point? Like, this is ridiculous.
Very hard to, James, when we're in a lockdown and I'm on a computer.
When you're over there and I'm over here.
Yeah, no, it's weird because you're up there and I'm down here on the screen. But when it goes and I export it, you're over here and I'm here. Very strange. Anyway, please go on and stop me from rambling.
But I'm up here. I'm down here and you're up there.
Don't fight with me, sir.
All right. Dropping knowledge. I am dropping knowledge now. Knowledge is being dropped.
Okay.
Dinosaurs are my favorite thing ever. I love dinosaurs.
All that Ross from Friends talk last week must have really got you on the gravy train here.
A little bit.
And I did watch last night. Myself and my housemate watched episodes of Friends. We're into season 10. And I remember Joey sitting there laughing at Ross doing a speech when they're out at some resort thing. And they were laughing at Homo erectus, which I was about to say I'm way too mature, but I'm not. So anyway, go on, James. Dinosaurs. Tell me all about those short-armed friends.
Oh my God. I love dinosaurs. From like a very young age, I wanted to be a paleontologist. I wanted to go out. I wanted to find dinosaur bones. Yeah. I wanted to be Ross. I wanted to be Ross. Let's be honest. I was the kid in primary school where people would come up to me and go, James, can you tell me about this particular dinosaur, or can you tell me about that particular dinosaur? And I can tell you the size, what period it lived in, and what it ate, and all this sort of stuff. So that was my favorite thing. That was my big thing. But yes, we are talking about dinosaurs. Dinosaurs is what knowledge will be dropped about dinosaurs today. So I'm excited.
Drop it, mate. Drop it for me. Drop it like it's hot.
Like I could easily make this a 15-part series, but we won't.
Please don't.
I've picked a few. But speaking of vegans, so move over the vegan teacher, okay, out the door. Get out, whiny organic food bloggers and crazy outspoken plant lovers, right?
Yep.
And basically all you cats that shop at health food stores, okay? Because dinosaurs were doing this before you, like millions and millions of years before you. Okay, they were ethical, they were respectful, because the majority of dinosaurs, did you know, were actually herbivores. They were all vegetarians.
See, obviously, I knew there was herbivores, carnivores, but I definitely didn't know the majority of them were.
So this is kind of encompassing omnivores as well. So omnivores are those that eat meat and plants. You had obviously herbivores, which were just plants, and carnivores, which were meat eaters. I'm not saying that they didn't have them around. Like, they were definitely, they're definitely meat-eating dinosaurs, as we know. There's the Tyrannosaurus Rex. There's the Velociraptors.
The short-arm boy.
The short-arm boy, yeah, absolutely.
Velociraptors just want to be Tyrannosaurus Rex, to be real. Let's be honest here.
I mean, Give a Tyrannosaurus Rex one of those grabbing tools, and you've got the most terrifying reptile known to the world.
You know what was really weird just then, James? My head flashed straight to the vacuum cleaner from Teletubbies when you said the things on the arms, and I was trying to think what else could be on the arms. And I originally thought of one of those things outside the vacuum stores that moves like this.
The
then
wacky
for some
waving
reason,
inflatable arm flailing tube men.
That's exactly what they're called. And also then the vacuum cleaner from with the hose nose. But anyway.
Oh yeah. Okay.
It is what it is.
It is what it is. But yeah, so these beautiful creatures that I thoroughly love, they were mostly actually vegetarians. So like I said, you've got all these three types of dinosaurs, but the beautiful Stegosaurus, the Apatosaurus, the Brachiosaurus, I could go on for hours. But yeah, so
I can tell, James.
Something you never thought, like, you know, with all the movies like Jurassic Park, where all of a sudden just everybody is getting eaten,
not the
or
case.
other dinosaurs are getting eaten. It's not necessarily the case. But speaking of Stegosauri, which actually lived about 150 to 160 million years ago, around the late Jurassic period. Actually, before I go on, do you know the three different periods that the dinosaurs lived in?
Please enlighten me.
Okay, so we're looking at around 250 million years ago. We're looking at the Triassic period. Between 200 and 160 million years ago, you're looking at the Jurassic period, and then the Cretaceous period was between 150 to 100 million years ago.
Okay.
So that's your Cretaceous period. Or 66 million years ago, I should say, 140 to 66 million years ago, because we're actually at 66 million years ago, the dinosaurs lived.
Okay, that's a few.
It's just a few.
That's a couple, a handful maybe.
So they're your main ones. So your Stegosaurus, which is what we're going to go into now, lived in the late Jurassic period. Like I said, it was 150 to 160 million years ago. Now, did you know they actually had extremely low brain to body mass size? Okay. Now we've talked about this sort of thing before.
We've covered animal brains a bit on this.
Covered animal brains. Because I think animal brains, as opposed to what we know as being human brains, there's a massive difference, obviously. But this is a ridiculously big difference. The Stegosaurus's brain weighed less than a kilo.
Oh, wow.
Less than a kilo, about 1.6 to 1.8 kilos. Okay. Sorry, 0.8 kilos, sorry. 0.6 to 0.8 kilos. Yes. Which is about the size of two dense walnuts.
I love.
If you think about our brain being like this, you've got two dense walnuts about pushed together like that.
Two viscous walnuts.
Two viscous walnuts. Which is weird, because if you think about how heavy the Stegosaurus was, it weighed about 5 tons.
Yeah, that's big. I was about to ask how much the Stegosaurus would actually weigh.
So Stegosaurus weighs about 5 tons, which is like, if you think about it, an average car is between 1 to 2.
Yeah, crazy. Do you know how tall they were? How tall were these guys? Roughly.
You're looking at, like, because the way the Stegosaurus kind of sat, its body kind of curved over.
Yeah,
so at its peak, you're looking at about 10 to 12 feet. So they're very long and big animals.
So like a basketball hoop, or just above a basketball hoop. Still very big when you think about how thick they were and everything like that. But yeah, tiny brain. Okay.
But you're looking at, like, they're about the weight of a 6x6 wheel truck, so a B double, or quite a large moving truck.
Seem to know a lot about trucks.
Well, like I've said before, I work at a big green shed, so what? Like a big, the shed I'm talking about, the one with the hammer.
Yep. I've got absolutely no idea.
No idea. No, that's fair enough.
No. James, the audio listeners aren't going to understand what's going on right now.
No, I know. That's fine.
I've got a Bunnings
Which
hat
is
on.
why. Oh, yeah, there's that. Which is why you should go onto YouTube and have a look at our videos.
Good plug. Yeah, nice.
Thank you very much.
Yeah, we've got YouTube. Look, do it. That's it.
Yeah, that's great. But yeah, anyway, so you can can you imagine if your car had had an engine the size of a walnut?
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
just
I got this sick V0.1, bro. Yeah, nice.
But so that basically states that the Stegosaurus was an eat, sleep, dino, repeat kind of
Interesting.
dinosaur. It didn't really have much brain capacity. It was kind of just
the
chill.
goldfish of dinosaurs, maybe, James.
Yeah, maybe. Yeah, absolutely. Look, I mean, I don't know about their memory, but yeah, maybe.
Yeah, true. Yeah, okay. Fair. Well played. Well played.
Thank you. Next dinosaur we're going to talk about is the Apatosaurus. Now, the Apatosaurus was
Just wants
actually
a pat on the
called
back.
something else. It just wanted a pat on the back, but it was actually named something else at one point. Do you know?
Patricia.
Well, that actually, I'm going to name this dinosaur Patricia from now on. So Patricia used to be called Patriciasaurus Rex. Actually, used to be called a Brontosaurus. Now,
I've heard of the Brontosaurus.
Yeah, so that Brontosaurus that name was out the door, and the Apatosaurus was later called. Now, they lived about 155 to 160 million years ago, so still in the late Jurassic period. Now, the cool thing about this dinosaur is they would actually use their tail as a weapon.
I've seen this before, actually. They had spikes on the end of the tail, right? Is it the old dinosaurs
that's the
movie?
Stegosaurus.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so the Stegosaurus had the spikes on its tail. This particular dinosaur actually just used its tail like a giant bullwhip, like a giant whip. Now, it could whip it back and forth.
Whip it good.
Yeah, sorry. I was like, where's he going to go with this? Is he going to go with the Devo? Is he going to go with...
I whip my hair back and forth. I whip my hair.
Yeah, there we go. Okay, there it is. So we could whip it good.
We should get Willow Smith on the podcast.
Do you reckon? I reckon we could work that.
You reckon?
Willow Smith, if you're listening, or maybe we could just hashtag her or we could at her. How did that work?
Okay, Dad. We could just TikTok her too, maybe. Old man. Boomers, am I right? I'm 15. I know so much more. Everyone's an idiot. Yeah, it's fine. I have tea, so I'm old.
Oh, you're winning. I don't. I had so much tea last night. Anyway, we're digressing. We're changing the subject. We're trying to talk about dinosaurs, not tea.
Stay on track, man. Focus.
So, the Apatosaurus actually used its tail as a whip. It could actually whip it so hard and so fast that it would break the sound barrier.
That is such a good fact, James, and I'm so sorry I started laughing because I can't get Devo out of my head. You can whip it so fast, whip it good. It's so crack that whip. Oh my God. Oh, so good. Sorry, James. That was actually a really good fact, and I took away all of the impact from the fact. Okay, so you're telling me it could whip its tail faster than the speed of sound. Is that right, or did I hear it wrong?
Yes, like I said, yeah, exactly that. So like a giant bullwhip. So that's a huge amount of force.
How much weight have we got in these tails, though? What sort of G's are we getting here, you reckon?
Oh, geez. Well, what's the sound barrier kind of numbers here? Like, what's the sound barrier?
Google it, and I can keep singing Devo if you'd really want me to.
Well, I mean, look, the sound barrier. Okay, there you go. It's
fine. I won't.
Yeah, of course, it's going to tell me in miles per hour.
Yuck! No. Whoever uses the imperial system, grow up. Honestly, grow up. Ones and zeros, baby. That's where it's at.
All right, it is 1,200 kilometers per hour.
Very quick. Seems fast. Yeah.
1,200 kilometers per hour.
That's like 6 Daniel Ricciardos.
Which is that's nuts. That's crazy fast that tail has got to hit. So imagine getting smacked in the face at 1,200 km per hour.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
I really want to see what it's like. I hope it's kind of like two giraffes fighting with their heads and their necks and
with their heads kind of wicking around.
And you get two of these dinosaurs just smacking tails together. It'd be so violent.
Like fencing.
Yes, exactly.
Like
This is
fencing.
some say it's how fencing came about, James.
Just the dinosaurs whipping it.
I can't believe they haven't redone like an Ace Ventura that's back in the dinosaur era. I watched that so quick.
Oh,
Mm.
that'd be really cool. But see, like someone has to do it in paint, like they've done with some of the cartoons.
Oh,
Just do it in
like
the paint.
I'll do it in the, what's that show called that he puts the poop in the letterbox? The Big Les show. That's the one.
Big Les
Do
show.
it,
Yeah, yeah,
do
yeah,
it
yeah.
like that. Do it like that.
But equally as impressive as the Apatosaurus and its tail is the Ankylosaurus. Now, the Ankylosaurus was like in comparison, a very small
It
tank
just had really
that
big
had,
cankles.
yeah, really big cankles and a really big hammer at the end of its tail, which was basically made of like densely compacted bone.
Mm. Like a
Now,
wombat. Maybe this is where wombats came from.
maybe
Oh
this
my
is where
God, I've
wombats
blown it
came
wide
from.
open. I've blown it wide open.
Call the press, call the
Oh,
age, call
guys,
the
get
sun.
Tracy Grimshaw down here now. Tracy,
Call
Tracy.
Peter Hitchener. Call Peter Hitchener.
I'll take Jane Barn. I don't care. Get one of them on the phone right now.
Anyone.
Anyone.
But yeah, like they would have this like this densely compacted like bone tail end, and it would be swung with such force it could break a T-Rex's ankle. Now, the force that comes from this tail. Okay, now we talked about the Apatosaurus, which could go up to 1,200 kilometers per hour, whipping its tail, breaking the sound barrier. The force and strength it would take, like an impact from this tail, is 364 to 718 megapascals of impact stress.
Hang on, what?
Now,
Mega what? Hang on. No.
I'm getting there. I'm getting there.
James, you can't. You know you're going to confuse me with this. Why would you do that? Megapixels, not pixels.
Pascals,
Pascals, like the marshmallow.
So think Newton meters. Remember how like we used to play around with power tools, mate. Remember Newton meters, yeah?
I've heard of them, yes.
Okay, so you've got about so this is 364 to 718 megapascals. Now, a punch from a boxer is 0.24 megapascals.
Are we talking like Jake Paul or like other people?
No, like a real boxer, Josh. A real
roasted.
boxer.
Call him out, sir.
Come on.
Come on.
Come on, mate. I'll take it. It's fine.
Yeah.
So to give you an idea,
he's not big enough for us.
No, he's not. Concrete, right? Concrete has a stress level of 40 megapascals.
And how much was the dinosaur?
364 to 718.
Seems like a lot more. Can I ask, why has Ross decided to invent a new scale of measurement? Because I don't understand why you need this. If you've already got Newton meters and you've got just pressure, like how many kilos of downforce or pressure or whatever, like you don't need to invent, but you just do this so you sound smart and cool about yourself. I know you're Dr. Geller or you're Inspector Lee or someone like that. I get that, but come on, grow up. Like you don't need to invent. I'll invent a word then, and then everyone's gonna be like, "Geez, Josh is smart, isn't he?" They're gonna know I'm not after listening to the podcast.
But see, he can legally use these words and be like, "Yeah, but I use these in thesis." I'm just using it on a podcast, and I'm making.
I know,
James,
James,
trying
but
to make
like,
myself sound.
It's the principle of it. That's all I'm saying. I'm standing up for the little guy here. Don't invent a whole new word that doesn't need to be invented when we have a word for it already. Move on. Just use the word we know. You're already impressive enough having doctor at the start of your title. You don't need to use big words. So us peasant folk don't know what you're saying. You can talk in your own little pig Latin language.
No, fair enough. That's true.
Sorry, James. It clearly is something that affects me every day. I just haven't let this out before.
Look, I'm proud of you. You know, we're here for you, mate. We're here for you. It's okay.
Is this a safe space?
It's definitely a safe space.
It's not. It's just going out to literally the internet, so it's not a safe space.
Oh dear. Now, another one of my favorite dinosaurs, Another tall boy.
Mm.
Do you remember Littlefoot from The Land Before Time? The
I've
movie,
never
the
heard
little
of any of
cartoon.
the things you just spoke about.
Really? Okay, that's just
I
shown my age a little
apologize.
bit. I think
Yes, it
that's shown
has.
my age. I was clearly born 150 to 160 million years ago.
It does seem that way
Uh,
sometimes.
because that's when the Brachiosaurus was around. It was
Brachiosaurus.
150. The Brachiosaurus. Now, you've seen Jurassic Park, yeah?
I've seen the first one.
Yeah. So
That's
the
the only
first
one I've
one.
seen.
So the first
Yeah,
one's the
a long
first
time ago
dinosaur
though.
that you actually see. So that's the first dinosaur you actually see in the movie,
Okay.
and it's the one that sneezes on the kids. If you remember that scene.
I'm trying so hard to remember. It does. It's vaguely familiar, but I'm not sure I remember the dinosaur
When
exactly.
they're up in the big tree. It's about halfway through the movie. They're up in the big tree,
I'm
and
googling
and yeah, you have to. And the Brachiosaurus sneezes on one of the kids. It's very funny. Uh,
Oh, okay.
yeah, you know which one it is?
Yes. I've got a picture of it right now. Isn't
We
that? Well,
might
what's
have
the
to
other
check.
one that looks like this?
That's the Apatosaurus. It's the one. So the Brachiosaurus has got its nose kind of as a crown on its head, whereas the Apatosaurus is like just a
For
bit
those
more of the
listening,
long
it's
face.
the dinosaur with the very, very long neck.
Yes, it's the very long necked one.
Yes.
And also a herbivore, by the way.
Yes, big Herbie boy.
Big Herbie boy. Now,
Mm.
I've done this for a lot of different episodes, Josh, but how heavy
Oh no.
do you think the Brachiosaurus was?
Oh no.
How heavy
I
was the
hope everyone
Brachiosaurus?
listening gets entertained by me looking like a complete idiot because I'm going to get this so wrong.
Okay. Do you want like a?
No. Let me go here.
Oh,
Let me go
okay.
here. I'm an
No,
independent man.
no. No, you
Uh,
are absolutely.
okay. Well, I'm thinking we're in the tons, right? We're in the tons.
Yes.
Now, I feel like a safe bet is to suggest it's about the same weight as the last dinosaur, the first dinosaur we talked about.
Okay.
So I was going to go maybe, but it's got a very long neck, and I feel like maybe there's some added weight in there. I'm going to suggest it is 6.5 tons.
6.5 tons, you reckon?
Oh no, that smile on your face. Oh no.
Sorry. I'm sorry. I tried so hard to keep a straight face.
Oh, just
you
tell
want
me.
to try one more time? Try one more time. It's definitely more.
12 tons.
Okay. All right.
Okay. So patronizing.
Yeah. Josh,
Yeah, what?
the Brachiosaurus
Yeah.
weighed 80,
No way.
80 tons,
Oh.
which is the size of about 17 large elephants. Now, for those that have listened to our elephant podcast, they range between 500 and 600 kilograms. So we're talking 70 to 80,000 kilograms.
Oh, that is so girthy.
Big.
Yeah.
Big.
Dumb thick. Thick with, I mean, more than 2 C's.
Yeah.
How tall is he? How tall is it then? Like that's huge.
It's a big dinosaur. And they were, if memory serves, I think they were about. I'm just going to look it up because I'm going to sound stupid otherwise.
Cue
You're
elevator
looking at
music.
about.
Oh no, wait, he's on it now.
18. No, I'm good.
Okay.
At about 18 to 21 meters.
That is very tall.
Yeah.
I wonder if I'll ever get one of these right one day. Because even if I was in the ballpark, I feel like I would have been happy with myself. But I also need to understand that you're not going to ask me the ones that I could probably figure out.
No.
That is so tall.
Why would I do that?
So
it's
tall.
big. Now, have you ever been to? You've been to London, haven't you?
I've been to London.
Did you go to the Natural History Museum? Did you go to the Natural History Museum?
I didn't. I was too busy up in the Emirates Stadium watching the Gunners play.
fair enough. So while you were doing sports things, I was learning things. I went to the
Would
Natural
we have gotten
History
along in
Museum.
high school, James?
Yes, because I was friends with everybody.
Okay. All right. I don't know. Maybe I'd beat
I
you
was
up,
that.
mate.
I was that guy. I was the popular kid out of the unpopular kids, but I was able to mingle with everyone.
All right. All right. Sounds pretty cocky if you ask me, but yeah. All right, mate.
Yeah, that's exactly why I was friends with everyone.
Yeah, true. No. Yeah, correct. He's right.
Oh yeah, he's a fiend. But no, because the why I ask is because when you walk in to the Natural History Museum, and there's one of two things you'll either see. You will see either a skeleton of a blue whale, it's a huge skeleton of a blue whale, or you will see a skeleton of a brachiosaurus as soon as you walk in the doors. And I'm not going to lie, I almost shed a tear when I saw that because I love dinosaurs, like I've said a couple of times
I
during
think
this
we can
podcast
understand
recording.
that, James. It's really coming across. And I hope everyone does. Like, if you're listening to this on like Spotify or Apple, hopefully we do have an Instagram page that I post minute clips on. I'm going to try and find some screenshots of James's face while he talks about dinosaurs. Go to our Instagram, just at Drop Some Knowledge podcast, and look at this guy's face. Or we've got the YouTube as well. Watch the video because
I've been smiling from ear to ear the whole time.
Yeah, absolutely.
Like I said, I can make this a 15-parter if I really wanted to.
Yeah. Well, I'm sure we all really want that.
Like I was that kid that every week would go with his dad to the newsagent and would get a magazine specifically about dinosaurs. And each time you went, you would get like a part of a puzzle or like a statue of a glow-in-the-dark dinosaur that you could put together.
The more you say this stuff, the less I believe you that you were cool. So I'm just going to leave that as it may. James, we don't have much time. Have you got one more quick fire fact?
I have one more quick fire fact, and I think you're going to like this one.
Okay.
But, and I'm not going to lie, I actually saw this not long ago, which was sort of gave me the idea for this particular topic. It was on the old TikTok.
Okay.
And did you know? Yeah, absolutely. Did you know, Josh, that we only found out that dinosaurs were killed by a meteor in 1991?
What? No way. That seems so late.
To give you an idea, that is the same year that Home Alone came out. Like it was definitive. That was definitive. It was definitive that was the reason that the dinosaurs were wiped out. They had so many other ideas, and that was one of them that was sort of floating around.
What was some really quickly? What were some other ideas they thought might have wiped them out?
Solar flares were one of them. There were, it wasn't necessarily that a meteor hit the Earth, but something that was moving so close that changed, the pull, the gravitational pull, which created storms and things like that. There are so many different ones, but I like the fact that the meteor hit. It caused volcanoes. It caused dust storms. It caused so much chaos on the surface of the Earth that 66 million years ago, the dinosaurs were wiped out.
That must have been a big meteor to wipe out that much stuff.
That was something I was going to look up as well, was the size of the meteor that killed the dinosaurs. And it was 150 kilometers in diameter.
Oh my God. Wow.
Yeah. Massive.
Crazy.
And and it was on the Yucatan, I'm going to say Yucatan Peninsula in Mexico.
Oh, wow. Okay.
It was the asteroid itself, my apologies, the asteroid itself was about 10 to 15 kilometers wide, but it created a crater 150 kilometers in diameter. Sorry.
Oh, okay.
I'll get my information correct.
You're a bloody fool, mate.
But if you think about it, like we talk about how by the time, we get hit by meteors all the time. And
they often just land in the ocean,
right? They get hit by meteors all the time. They certainly do. And you think about that, they're only the size, they're only small, like basketball or even baseball sized, or even smaller debris, because they break up in our atmosphere. But for something that has broken down to 10 to 15 kilometers, imagine how big that was.
And I guess entering the Earth's atmosphere as well, it's going to break down a lot more.
Correct.
You know, and burn up. Yeah. Okay.
So,
well, what a bombshell to leave the episode on, James.
There it is.
I feel like Jeremy Clarkson ending an episode of Top Gear, but on that bombshell, we might leave it there for the week. But yeah, some facts we've learned that you know, a dinosaur with a long neck is incredibly viscous. We've learned that a dinosaur has ankles in its name. Which one was that?
Yes. That was the Ankylosaurus.
Yes. And we've learned that James is a complete nerd and he idolizes Ross from Friends. So I'm going to go and talk to him off camera and try and make him a little bit more cool and try and get him into some sports. So James, get ready to watch some sports in the next few days and we're going to come back and be super cool.
Sports ball.
No. Oh, God. No, you're going to come back cooler than the Farms next episode, James.
Awesome.
Yeah, hopefully that was an interesting one for you guys, a more factual one. Yeah. But we have got some good feedback on the more factual ones, actually. A lot of people just like the interesting facts more than the... we can't always be the hilarious comedians we are. So a good mixture. Here I am complimenting myself and you about the podcast we do. Anyway, we're going to go back to doing nothing because we are again in lockdown, and we're going to come up with more. Oh yeah, what are you having for dinner?
Look, I'm thinking pizza. Let's be honest.
Oh, good call. I'm getting schnitz, the goat chips, and if anyone wants to fight me on that, message me because I'll debate you to the end of the world. Schnitz, goat tier chip. If that's not the best fact of the episode, I don't know what is. For the third time, we're going to try and leave. Goodbye, guys. Yes. We'll see you next week.
Au revoir.
Bye-bye.